what happens if it doesn't go your way?
That is not an option. As a winner, as an undefeated fighter myself, losing is never an option. Losing never ever comes into my mind. And if I even thought about Jake Paul, beating me, I'd retire there and then. It is what it is. There's just no way Jake Paul gets a victory over me. There's just not. The only way you can get a victory over me if I break my leg going through the rope.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Marcos Vegas for Fight Up TV, powered by Stagefront VIP. Being joined with the one and only Tommy Fury, who's getting geared up for his fight against Jake Paul. Thank you so much for chiming in with us, Tommy, man. Really appreciate the time. Let's get right to it. This fight, man, it's been a long time brewing between you and Jake. It's almost here. What emotions are you feeling a few days away from this?
I don't feel any emotions, like I said on the countless other interviews that I've done today. This isn't an emotion fight for me. There is no emotions involved in this. This is a business fight for me. And I'm going to cut through Jake Paul like a hot knife through butter. And then I'm going to move on. And we're going to see what else is on the table.
Why is there no emotions? Because I guess from the outside looking in, we would think that there is, because there's been a lot of trash talk between you guys. He's spent the better part of I want to say like a year saying that you didn't want to fight him. You were ducking him. The only reason why you took this fight was because you were pressured into it. Why hasn't that like boiled through at all?
Just because Jake Paul can't say anything or do anything to get to me. It is what it is. He's just another man in the opposite corner. He's getting knocked out. And that's it. Jake Paul is a nobody to me. The fact that he is who he is, it isn't anything to me. He's another journeyman in the opposite corner who's getting done. So there's no blood, there's no bad blood, there's no emotion. I'm going in there, I'm going to knock him out early, and then we're going to move on, because I'm just going to prove that everything that I've been saying for the past 2 years was right. He's a YouTube boxer, and that's all he's ever going to be.
How good is it going to feel for you when you go ahead and you are able to do what you said that you would do 2 years ago in that post-fight press conference that you had with Anthony Taylor?
I mean, yeah, it's gonna feel good, of course, but at the end of the day, it gives me kudos. I'm not gonna jump up on the ropes and start screaming from the hilltops. Beat Jake Paul, I beat a YouTuber, and what? I've not won the WBC world title or anything like that. It is what it is. I beat a clown that everybody expected me to beat anyway. So it's just a matter of fact of getting in there and doing what everybody thinks I'm going to do anyway.
Since you're mentioning the WBC, what's your reaction to them going and ranking him with the win? If he's able to beat you and it not being vice versa, if you were to beat him, they want to go ahead and rank you. What's your reaction to that?
Listen, at the end of the day, that means nothing to me. I mean, they're not going to be ranking anything because there's no chance in hell Jake Paul leaves Saudi Arabia with a victory over me. There's no way. So, yeah, my reaction isn't anything to that. It is what it is. It's outside of boxing. It's all hearsay. It's all to do with other people. My mindset and my concentration is on Jake Paul on Sunday night.
Why are you so confident, Tommy? What happened in the training? What are we not aware of that makes you so sure that you're going to go in there and get a knockout against Jake?
Well, you're going to have to tune in. You're going to have to tune in on the night. But believe you me, I've had a hell of a training camp. I've sparred hell fighters, undefeated guys, 1 in, 1 out. And I've dealt with them pretty good. So Jake Paul is going to be very easy work come Sunday. I believe I've faced better men already in my career. I've definitely faced better people than Jake Paul in sparring. And Jake Paul's in for a rude awakening. If he's studying previous fights or doing whatever he's doing, that's a wrong move by him because he's not. There's an express train coming at Jake Paul on Sunday night, and he's got nothing in his arsenal to stop it.
Yeah, I read a thing that your dad said you've sparred over 100 rounds. You've been sending people to the hospital.
I'm not gonna. I'm never one to talk about spars in the gym, but I've been doing very well in sparring, and I've been doing some great things to great fighters, up and coming fighters. So it's bring me with confidence enough to say, and that's where all the confidence comes from. Because unlike Jake Paul, I actually back my confidence up. I get it from somewhere. Whereas Jake Paul, he's done nothing to warrant his confidence, and all his confidence will be knocked out the window come Sunday night.
Yeah, when you look at this fight, really, what's your honest opinion of like Jake's skills, and if you see any there, and what you've seen from him in these previous fights that he's had?
Honestly, there's nothing that I see in Jake Paul. There's just nothing. I'm not a kind of guy to sit here and just run a great fighter down, but he can't fight. This anybody who knows boxing, this guy can't fight. He is what he is. He's a very, very, novice type of a boxer. The type you get to come in the gym after a few amateur fights. That sort of level. And he's just not at my level. And everybody's going to see that on Sunday night. The only reason why this fight is even talked about being competitive is because he's got 20 million followers and he's tricked, small teenagers into believing he can actually fight. But people in boxing actually know what's going to happen. By the end of the day, there's not long left to go. Sunday night, and all the answers will be out there on the table revealed.
Yeah, do you get crazy DMs from like Jake Paul fans saying like, oh, he's gonna do this to you and he's gonna do that to you?
I mean, yeah, social media is crazy. Especially for this fight, it's just got wild. But I've not really been on social media to tell you the truth. I've been training, really dialed into this camp, and really focused for this fight. So I'm not really on social media too much. Everyone's going to say what they're going to say, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to have egg on their faces come Sunday night.
Yeah. So I don't want to say there's a perception because he has knocked out everybody that he's fought pretty much. And there's this thing where like, yeah, he's the big knockout puncher. What do you make of I guess, that perception of him?
It's honestly laughable. He's this big knockout puncher. He's knocked out Tyrone Woodley. He was 40-odd-year-old at the end of a 20-year MMA career. And he couldn't even get rid of a 50-year-old man in Anderson Silva in his first boxing match. So it shows how much of a big puncher he is. I'd let Jake Paul hit me for fun. Not a problem. It's what it is. This guy, he's been hyped up way too much. And at the end of the day, all that's going to happen on Sunday night is just going to get brought way back down to earth. He's going to get his feet put back on the ground, basically.
Do you think he'll have a boxing match still after this?
Yeah, probably. At the end of the day, I said this, in a few interviews. Just because I knock him out, a professional boxer has knocked him out. That's what I was meant to do. But he's from the YouTuber world of boxing. Let him stick to that. All I'm here for is to prove that you can't cross that bridge to come to professional boxing. That takes levels, and he's not at that level and never will be. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to send him way back there.
Tommy, I got to ask, and I've asked this to all the opponents that's faced Jake Paul. What happens if it doesn't go your way?
That is not an option. As a winner, as an undefeated fighter myself, losing is never an option. Losing never, ever comes into my mind. And if I even thought about Jake Paul, beating me, I'd retire there and then. It is what it is. There's just no way Jake Paul gets a victory over me. There's just not. The only way you can get a victory over me if I break my leg going through the rope. I doubt that's going to happen.
I've read interviews that you don't feel any pressure, but certainly like your family has put pressure on you. Tommy, your brother Tyson has said a few things. If the fight were not to go your way, your dad said a few things. Does that all ever get to you, or like, is that in your mind? Like, the repercussions of things that could happen if things don't go your way.
No, definitely not. We all know Tyson. We all know my dad. They all know they all know how to hype fights, and that's all that is. That's just hype. That's just talking. We all know what's going to happen on Sunday night. As a family, as a team, we all know what direction it's going to head in, and that's all just to get people talking like you are now. That's all that is.
Okay, yeah, because we have a group chat and we're like, man, they're going to make him stay in Saudi. No way. Like,
don't worry about that. That's not going to
happen. He's been going back and forth with Carl Froch now. What do you make of all that? Because it's looking like he's trying to line up a fight now with him.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's trying to, Jake Paul's trying to ruffle everybody's feathers. I think Jake Paul needs to concentrate on Sunday night, because when he gets knocked out, I don't want any excuses saying that his mind was elsewhere and he wasn't concentrating. I don't want any of that. So I think you better leave Carl Froch alone and come and get your mind on Sunday, because he's going to need it.
So they're doing this new concept, like tag team boxing. Have you heard of it?
No. I'm sorry, but I don't keep up to date with all the bullshit that surrounds YouTube boxing.
It's a wacky concept, but I have a crazy idea. You and your brother, tag team boxing, title run. I think it'll work.
We can discuss that after Sunday. Maybe not. We'll see.
And then let me pitch you like a bigger vision thing. You and your brother versus Jake and Logan in a tag team boxing match or in like a WWE ring. Do you think this continues after Saturday? I mean, after Sunday?
I mean, like I said, I'll never ever turn down an opportunity to work with the WWE. I'm an avid wrestling fan, still watch it to this day, grown up watching it. So any opportunity to work with the WWE would be taken straight away. And especially if we get to beat Jake Paul up twice and flip him over and put him for a table, that'd be even better.
I think that actually be a lot of fun. That's a lot of money there, man. I think that idea can work. Is your brother fighting Usyk? Is that going to happen?
I'm not sure. My mind's concentrating on Sunday night, but I'm sure, that fight will get put together in the future.
All right. That is Tommy Fury taking on Jake Paul. Hey, Tommy, as always, great chatting with you. I'm actually going to board a flight in 3 hours to go to the fight, so I'll see you over there in Saudi Arabia. Thank you.
Oh, good man. See you soon. Cheers, buddy.